Mama, don't worry, I will make you proud. I will be the next Vicky James. My daughter, never let life stop you.
Winner was born on a quiet night when rain kissed the earth gently. Her father smiled and said, "This child will never lose." That was how she got her name, Winner. She grew up in comfort, laughter, and love. Her father was wealthy and respected. Her mother was soft-spoken and prayerful. Winner was their only child, their treasure. As a little girl, she loved colors more than toys. She cut old wrappers and joined them with needle and thread. Her dolls wore better clothes than adults. Neighbors laughed and called her Madame Taylor. Winner laughed with them, proud of herself. Her father encouraged her creativity. Her mother clapped at every little design. Life felt perfect. Dreams felt easy. Tomorrow felt guaranteed. Winner didn't know life was watching her closely, preparing lessons she never asked for, preparing strength she didn't know she had. Death came suddenly. Her father collapsed and never woke up. The house that once echoed laughter became silent. Winner watched her mother cry endlessly. Relatives gathered, pretending to mourn, but their eyes searched for documents and keys. After burial, masks fell off. They took houses, cars, land, and money. They said it was family tradition. Winner's mother begged. No one listened. Winner watched greed eat blood relations. She didn't understand it yet. She only knew life had changed. They moved from a big house to a single room. Her childhood cracked, but her spirit quietly hardened. Pain entered her life early and began teaching her survival. Winner would never be the same again. School became a struggle. Some days Winner went hungry. Other days, hunger followed her to class. Her mother sold vegetables to survive. Winner helped after school. Despite everything, she remained brilliant. She always came first. Teachers were amazed. At night, Winner drew dresses on old notebooks. Fashion became her escape. When life hurt, she sketched. When people mocked, she designed. Her mother's health began to fail. Coughing filled the nights. Winner prayed like an adult. She learned responsibility early. She learned sacrifice early. She learned that dreams don't die easily. They only wait, waiting for the right moment. One evening, her mother was very weak. Winner held her hands tightly. "Mama, don't worry," she said softly. "I will make you proud. I will be the next Vicky James." Her mother smiled faintly. "My daughter, never let life stop you." Those words entered Winner's soul. From that day, her dream had fire. She studied harder. She endured insults. She endured hunger. She endured shame. Because dreams are louder than pain. Winner completed secondary school brilliantly, but money blocked the road forward. Fashion school became the new goal. She believed help would come. She didn't know death was closer than hope. Her mother's sickness worsened suddenly. Hospitals became home. One night, her mother held her hand. "My Winner, be strong. I will always be with you." Those were her last words. Death took her mother quietly. Winner screamed until her voice broke. She became an orphan overnight. Relatives disappeared completely. Dreams felt heavy. Life felt cruel. Fashion school money vanished. Hope almost died. Winner cried herself to sleep daily, but she refused to bury her dream because quitting felt like betraying her mother. And Winner wasn't raised to quit. Winner begged a local tailor to teach her. The woman agreed reluctantly. Winner worked harder than everyone. She learned faster than expected. Customers admired her work. Jealousy entered the shop quietly. Other apprentices whispered. They mocked her poverty. Tools began disappearing. Mistakes were blamed on her. One day, money went missing. Winner was accused. She cried and begged. No investigation was done. The owner chased her out. Winner walked home barefoot, her heart shattered. Life laughed at her again, but deep inside, her dream whispered, "Stand up!" With no money and no skill certificate, Winner began hawking pure water under the hot sun. People insulted her. Fashion designer indeed, they laughed. She smiled through tears. At night, she cried alone. She spoke to her mother's picture. She motivated herself daily. No matter what I'm going through, I'll stay positive. Pain is temporary. One day, this will make sense. She held on to hope tightly because hope was all she had until one distracted moment, a moment between life and death. Fate was approaching fast, on 4 wheels, with loud brakes, and destiny inside. Lost in thought, Winner stepped into the road. A car screeched loudly. People screamed. The car stopped inches away. The driver jumped out angrily. "Are you blind?" he shouted. Winner burst into tears. She kept apologizing. Her tears softened him. "What are you thinking about?" he asked. She told him everything. Her parents, her pain, her dream. The man listened quietly. "My name is Ade," he said. "I will help you." Winner thought she was dreaming, but destiny had finally answered. Help had arrived. Mr. Ade enrolled Winner into a fashion school. She cried like a child. Joy returned. She studied day and night. Her talent shocked her instructors. She became the best student. Envy returned again, but Winner stayed focused. She remembered her promise. She motivated herself daily. "If I can survive this far, I can finish strong." Her final project approached. She poured her soul into it. Sleepless nights, bleeding fingers, dreams sewn into fabric. Everything she was went into that dress until betrayal came again, uninvited and cruel. One morning, her design disappeared. Sketches gone, half-made dress missing. Winner collapsed. She cried uncontrollably. She almost gave up. She blamed herself. She slept in tears. That night, she dreamed. Her mother appeared smiling. She wore a beautiful dress. "My daughter," she said, "remember your promise. You will be the next Vicky James." Winner smiled in her dream. She awoke renewed. Strength returned. Hope returned. Fire returned. She stood up again. Winner sketched the exact dress from her dream. She worked day and night. No sleep, no rest, only determination. She met Mr. Ade and told him everything. He gave her money immediately. "Finish strong," he said. She bought materials again. Her hand shook from exhaustion, but her spirit refused to break. She joked with herself sometimes. "Winner, you'd better not sleep now." The deadline drew closer. Time mocked her, but she didn't stop, because winners don't quit. They endure, they fight, they rise. The thief quarreled with her friend. Anger revealed secrets. Her friend shouted the truth publicly. She stole Winner's design. Silence filled the room. Investigations began. Evidence was clear. The girl confessed. She was expelled immediately. Winner said nothing. No revenge, no insults, just gratitude. Truth had spoken. Justice had arrived. Pain lifted. Focus returned. Her dress was almost done. And it was breathtaking. Destiny smiled. On the day of her final project presentation and her graduation, the hall was filled with people, designers, judges, families, friends, sponsors, investors, media professionals. Winner's heart raced. She remembered hawking pure water. She remembered hunger. She remembered her mother. Her model stepped out. Silence. Then gasps. Then applause. Standing ovation. Cameras flashed. Judges whispered excitedly. Winner cried openly. Not from pain, but fulfillment. Dreams were alive. Dreams were real. Winner won Best Graduating Designer. Offers poured in. Scholarships, internships, media interviews. Her story inspired many. She spoke boldly. If I can make it, you can. She honored Mr. Ade publicly. She thanked her mother with tears. Her name finally made sense. Winner was winning. Against odds, against poverty, against hatred, against despair. Dreams had answered her patience. Hard work had spoken. Faith had paid off. Winner had arrived. Months later, Winner opened a fashion house. She trained poor girls for free. She fed them. She encouraged them. She told them her story. She laughed with them. She cried with them. She became hope. She became proof that background doesn't limit destiny, that pain can produce purpose, that persistence beats privilege. She stayed humble. Success didn't change her heart, it refined it. She kept growing, kept learning, kept designing, kept winning, always remembering where she came from. Mr. Ade was more than a helper in Winner's life. He was the CEO of a multinational company, a company he built with his own hands. Though he was the son of a well-known businessman, he refused to hide under his father's name. He worked hard, failed, rose again, and succeeded. What drew him to Winner was not her beauty alone. It was her resilience, her humility, her refusal to give up. One evening after work, they sat quietly in her fashion house. The machines were off. The place was calm. "Winner," he said softly, "I've watched you grow. I admire your strength. I care about you deeply." Her heart raced. She looked down, nervous. "I don't want to just be your helper anymore," he continued. "I want to be part of your life. Will you be my girlfriend?" Silence. Then tears. She nodded slowly. "Yes," she whispered. That was the beginning. Their relationship grew gently. No rush, no pressure. People began to notice them together. At restaurants, at fashion events, at business dinners, Mr. Ade held her hand proudly. Winner smiled shyly. The media whispered. Society watched. Some admired them, others envied them. Mr. Ade never hid her. He introduced her with pride. "This is Winner," he would say, "the woman I love." Winner felt safe, chosen, loved, but not everyone was happy. Jealousy began to rise quietly, watching, planning, waiting for the right moment. One afternoon, a well-dressed woman walked into Winner's office. Her perfume filled the room. Her confidence was loud. "I am Mr. Ade's fiancée," she said calmly. "You should stay away from him." Winner froze. The words cut deep. The woman spoke of family names, status, background. "You don't belong in his world," she added. Winner didn't argue. She smiled weakly. That night, she avoided Mr. Ade's calls. She ignored his messages. She whispered to herself, "What was I thinking? What made me believe he would love someone like me? I don't even have a known family." She missed her parents badly. She cried until sleep took her. Fear replaced confidence, and silence became her shield. Mr. Ade was worried. He showed up at her door. "Winner, talk to me," he pleaded. She broke down. She told him everything. His face changed. "That woman lied," he said firmly. "I have no fiancé." He showed her proof. Truth stood clear. He pulled her close, held her tightly, his hands warm and protective. "I choose you," he whispered. He wiped her tears, lifted her face gently, and kissed her slowly. A kiss that healed doubt, a kiss that sealed trust. Love won again. People saw them together after that, stronger, unashamed. Winner didn't just win success, she won love, and this time she believed she deserved it. Winner thought it was an ordinary invitation when Mr. Ade told her they were attending a small family dinner. She wore a simple dress she designed herself. Nothing too loud, nothing dramatic. When they arrived, the compound was beautifully decorated. Soft lights, flowers everywhere, music playing gently. Winner looked confused. Is there a party? She asked. Mr. Ade smiled mysteriously. Just relax, he said. As they stepped inside, she froze. His entire family was present. His parents, his siblings, relatives she had only heard about. Before she could speak, Mr. Ade took her hand and led her forward. The music stopped. He knelt. Gasps filled the room. Winner, he said, his voice steady but emotional. You came into my life unexpectedly. You turned pain into purpose. You taught me strength wears humility. I don't want to walk this life without you. He opened a ring box. Will you marry me? Winner covered her mouth. Tears flowed freely. Her knees felt weak. Yes, she cried. Yes, I will. Applause erupted. Cheers, tears, joy everywhere. For the first time since losing her parents, Winner felt surrounded by love. Ade's mother held Winner tightly. My daughter, she said softly, you are home. Those words broke Winner completely. She cried like a child again. But this time, they were healing tears. Ade's father smiled proudly. You remind us of resilience, he said. You didn't just win our son's heart. You earned our respect. They didn't treat her like an outsider. They treated her like blood. They checked on her, prayed with her, protected her, celebrated her achievements. For the first time in years, Winner had people to call family. She would sit quietly sometimes, smiling to herself, remembering the nights she cried alone. Now she was no longer alone. One evening, Winner stood alone in her room. She held pictures of her parents. Mama, Papa, she whispered, I found love. I found family. She imagined her mother smiling, her father nodding proudly. She realized something powerful. Loss does not mean the end of love. Sometimes love returns differently, stronger, wiser. Ade hugged her behind. You're not alone anymore, he said, and she believed him. As wedding preparations began, Winner laughed more, dreamt freely. She would say proudly, I have a family. Not because she forgot her parents, but because love had adopted her. Her story became a testimony, from loss to love, from pain to purpose, from loneliness to belonging. Winner didn't just win success. She didn't just win love. She won home. Moral lesson. Life will test you. People will betray you. Dreams will shake. But don't give up. No matter what you are going through, be positive. Pain is not the end. Delay is not denial. Hard work never lies. Truth always comes out. Help will come at the right time from unexpected places. Hold on to your dream. Hold on to faith, because your name might also be Winner. And winners never quit. They fall, they rise, they shine, they win. Life can restore you in unexpected ways. You may lose a family, but love can give you another. And when it does, you'll finally understand. You are never forgotten. You were being prepared. Winner truly lived up to her name.